Hey, what's going on, guys? For today's Mook review, it's going to be another one where it's kind of a little bit more art book really than it is a book about like modeling, even though it is all about the model kit series Sousai Shojo Teien from Kotobukiya. This is the season 1 guidebook, so there's going to be a lot of just art from this series. So if you guys are fans of the Sousai Shojo Teien series model kits, this is definitely a really nice like guidebook, companion book to just kind of that you can just enjoy all the art in it. There's a poster in here as well, and there's some stuff about the models and some modeling tips included in here as well. Some really cool custom models. We'll get into all of that here for today's video. Let's get started. All right, now the first thing with this is that it's not that thick. Well, it's sort of a normal thickness for a Mook, but it's not bound. So it goes up to 96 pages, so just under 100 pages, but you can see it's just staple bound here on the side, not like, I don't know, like a normal book binding there on the side of it. Here on the back, we can see the photo advertisement for Ritsuga from April 2023. We also have the MSRP here for this Mook at 1,500 yen, so less than $15. Not too bad. Like I said, a really nice pickup addition if you're a big fan of this line. So another kind of advertisement here from March of this year, collaboration with Frame Arms Girl. Obviously we saw Anai come out as a model kit in this line. Some other advertisement for this advertisement for the waterslide decals there. And here we have our poster, which I'm not gonna take out right now, but I'll show you guys. It is just one-sided, not two-sided, unfortunately, but this looks like, if I can get it out safely, it's a big giant poster of Anai there. So this is something that I would definitely be interested in taking out of here and then displaying, possibly in the new studio space once we get moved into the new warehouse. But right now, without having a place to really put it, I'm gonna leave it in there for the moment. Over here, we've got our table of contents, and with that we can get into it. So I think what we're gonna have here first is gonna be a collection of box art. So this is all of the box art, which I love the box art. If you guys know, if you've seen my videos on this series, I always appreciate the box art on these. And so it's kind of interesting how for some of these they include the text, because the one thing that the box art always has is usually like the character's signature. So just starting off here with a couple of the box art, like the original box art for the 2 different versions of Madoka Yuki right there, looking very nice. And this is something that I wish more model kit companies just would do. I mean, like, I wish Kotobukiya would do this for some of their other series. I especially wish that Bandai would do this as well, like to put out books, publications that's just like a collection of box art. I would totally buy that and I would love it, and I think a lot of people would as well. Imagine just like a nice like coffee table book. I mean, like a magazine like this is cool, like a book, a Mook, but imagine like an actual like hardbound, like big size coffee table book, just like with like a bunch of Gundam box art. I think would be really, really awesome. But these are really nice, so always happy to see collections of nice box art. So this is going to be a little bit now kind of about some of the kits, it looks like. So some information about some of the different aspects of the kits and sets, accompanied by some more work, artwork. There is a little bit just kind of basic modeling tips here, so about like how to cut out and clean up the parts, how to clean up like the mold lines on the parts, the nub marks by sanding on the hair parts, and then using some top coat spray on there just to make the kit look really nice. So just some basic modeling tips there. That's all really cool. And some more artwork. So like this looks like to be some of the artwork that was like featured in the actual manual. So this is the alternate color version. This was like the alternate face illustrations. And like I said, I think a lot of this was featured in like the instruction manual for this kit when it came out. But again, nice to have just a kind of collection of all the artwork here in one book. Is very cool. So not really too sure about the title for this one, Happy Gardening Life, and that would make a lot more sense if we saw some like gardening, although I'm not sure, maybe I'm just reading that wrong. But this section looks like a little bit about like photography, so posing and photographing the kits. So just some nice photography here of Madoka Yuki here, with some different, looks like a little bit of customization with like seam line removal, kit bashing some parts here for the hair to make a different hairstyle. So taking some of the parts from 2 different kits, kind of putting them together there. That's kind of cool. And some more just little customization tips to make this version there. So that's very nice. All right, looks like this is another custom model here, just based off of the Madoka Yuki kit, and just with not like a ton of heavy modification, but just some nice simple modification there. Some very nice little modeling tips included in here as well. Up next, Koyomi Takanashi, the second character in the line. So again, it's a collection of artwork featured from the instruction manual for the kit, and a swimsuit version, the alternate color version. Right there's a couple of alternate color versions of the different clothing, and some more box artwork, and again a custom model where, again, I say custom model, it's not like exactly custom model in how we would typically think of like a custom Gundam kit or something like that, but customized in that it's you know, improved over the original model kit in different ways. So once again, we have some different modeling tips here. Everything's in Japanese, of course. I mean, if you are able to just, you know, use your phone to translate some of this, obviously you could get a lot more useful information out of this, but some really nice modeling tips here for creating a nice looking model. Some more finished photos, another kind of little photo montage here of some like little mini stories, Nendo, cafe, game, for example. So one thing that I am really appreciating about this book so far is that there's just a lot of different stuff in here. So again, like I said, if you're a fan of this model kit line, there's a lot to enjoy in here, whether it comes to like the actual just photographs of the models, you know, modeling tips, artwork from the different releases and everything. So as a fan of the line, I definitely appreciate just the variety of featured content in this Mook is very nice. So we even have like a scratch built bookshelf over here. Very cool. A lot of really great photography of the model kits. Ritsuka Saeki is up here next. Once again, we have alternate color versions, all the different faces there. Some swimsuit illustrations down here, just a bunch of illustrations, artwork, box artwork, and custom model over here with the umbrella set for this particular example there. A bunch of different photos and info of the kit about the runners down here. So that's very cool. And then again, some modeling tips, just kind of work in progress photos, and just not only just work in progress, but there's explanation to just kind of explain what is being done there and how you can recreate that if you're interested in doing some more customization on your kits as well. And obviously, I mean, these are tips that can not only be used for these in particular models, this model line, but of course you could use these tips for any kind of like Mecha Musume model kits, so that's always nice. Right up there, up next, Emma Koishikawa. Now this character's model kit is actually not out yet, so this is the one that actually just recently went up for pre-order at the time of recording this video, so this character will be coming out. And it looks like she's going to be the first one of like a much shorter height compared to the other characters. The other characters all have a pretty uniform, as you can see. They're like 150 centimeters, 153, 157, with Ritsuka being the tallest. That's definitely true with the model kits. They are slightly different in height, which makes sense as the characters are supposed to be slightly different in height. With Emma, though, she's going to be 140, so definitely a shorter character than the rest. But again, here we have just her main illustrations and face illustrations, but we don't have the swimsuit or alternate color illustrations yet because she's not out. So I'm sure we'll have some more in the next volume of this particular Mook. If they do make another volume, I'll definitely check it out. I'll be looking forward to that. But again, here's a collection of some different paints, decals that are available, and box art for some different series. Box art for some of the after school set series, like the accessory sets, like this one here, for example, of the table and chairs and drinks and crepe set. It's like a cafe set here for that one. A little bit about kind of how to paint the wood grain effect on that, to custom paint it. Okay, it looks like this section is going to be about a few of the different after school sets. So this one, like I mentioned, with the umbrella, with the study table here, and the hair option parts set. I believe they've only come out with the one hair option part set so far, just that one. The glasses, the shopping bags, so there's a few different kind of sets available there. Then we have Anai, who is the Frame Arms Girl character, who is also a part of this series now as a kind of collaboration. But as I understand it, kind of in the backstory world, they exist in the same universe. It's just that Anai is a member of that like modeling club, whereas the other characters are from the same school or different schools or friends or whatever. Anyway, they exist in the same universe. They're just not a part of the kind of modeling club, as it were. So Kotobukiya has been very interestingly kind of trying to bring all their different independent series kind of into the same universe in one way or the other, or like bringing them all into some relationship with each other, which kind of makes sense as a lot of Kotobukiya model kits are made to be interchangeable, like the parts, like how Frame Arms kits work with Frame Arms Girl and the MSG line and the Hexagear line, and so they're trying to bring them kind of all into the same universe in different ways, which is all very interesting. So a little bit more, just some different details about some of the kits here, about some of, this looks like kind of like a posing guide. So the way to think about like some of the angles of the body when you're doing different poses. It's all very important, something that's a constant struggle, but I'll say just in my own case, I try to do my best with the poses, but you know, it's challenging sometimes, and not because of the model kits, I should say. It's not because like the model kits don't allow you to do good poses, but you know, just it's not, I want to say it's not my forte, I don't know, but it's just, it's sometimes more difficult than it looks to get like a really nice, like perfect looking pose like that. So certainly a lot of work goes into it. It's not something that just, you know, comes naturally. I'm sure you guys have seen that when it comes to not only like these model kits, but other Gundam model kits and stuff as well. You see ones that are posed like so perfectly and they make it look easy, and then you try it and you're like, wait a minute, how come this is not working out? So some more posing details here about like kind of how to arrange the pose and how to arrange your photos here with Ritsuka Saeki. So very nice. I do kind of wish that there was maybe some more examples of like not good poses, just to kind of show you, so you can like see side by side, it looks like, because other times in like different hobby magazines or books where I've seen like Gundam models, it'll show like, here's this pose, like not good and good version of that pose, basically. I kind of wish they would have included that. But all right, a little bit more about like posing here in sitting positions, and then we get into some Frame Arms Girl kit bashing or mixing here with some of these parts, which looks pretty interesting with the Go-Rai and the Stylet mixed with some of these kits. So it's pretty awesome to see here, something that I don't see too much, and you would think that you would see it a lot more frequently just because of the nature of these kits and everything. Or maybe I'm just not seeing them online all that much. Most of my model kit perusing is usually like on Twitter. I see plenty of like Frame Arms Girl, Megami Device, awesome builds, and Sousai Shojo Teien builds. You don't see them mixed up like this too much, I feel like. Or if you guys do follow any modelers on Twitter that do a lot more of this kind of modeling, certainly send some links or send some names my way. I'm happy to check them out, because I feel like I'm not seeing it as much as I would expect to maybe. But some pretty cool kit bashes here with the Stylet and with the Go-Rai, kind of two of the main like staple Frame Arms designs there. Two of the original and most popular ones. And then here, shall we eat sushi? Oh, sushi! Some more kit bashing with some of the body and hair parts added onto the Herzvelger adder kit there, another Frame Arms Girl kit. So pretty cool stuff. Of course, you can also kit bash sort of, as it were, or mix build here with some parts from like different Hasegawa sets, anything that's like 1/12 scale basically. So Hasegawa sets, some of the little armory weapon sets, or just different like random mini kits of different like miniature stuff. I don't say, not like kits, not like model kits. This is just like miniature items that are just sold, and not necessarily sold in particular for these model kits, but as long as it's sort of in scale or close to scale, you can use it together. So a little bit kind of about that, which is cool to see as well. There's also a section here about like creating backgrounds, using like creating backgrounds for your photography of these kits using like different materials and different miniature stuff. Again, just using more miniature stuff for that. All right, some more box art over here of Madoka Yuki swim style there. Some more box art. Actually, this was the box art. The first section was box art as well, right? Yeah, that was also box art, but some of these is not, like this one was not box art. So it's kind of a collection of some box art and none. But then we've got some more of that back here, which is awesome to see. Here's the artwork from the front of the Mook there, and just kind of all the different characters. So just a nice collection of like large size art. And this section now here is going to be kind of for a good last section here of the Mook, is a collection of these like short little comics, which I think what this is, because if you guys have ever built any of the model kits, in the instruction manual, there'll be like one page of a comic like this, like a manga. And I think, from what I can tell, what this is just a collection of maybe some of the ones that were featured in the instruction manuals, and maybe some other ones as well. I don't think that these are all connected. It's not like one continuous story maybe necessarily, but there's like some titles here. This is like volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, of just some different short little one-page manga series, which is very cool, and I like it. Again, I just like the collection of a lot of different various stuff in this Mook, which is nice. So it's nice to have this included in here as well, to see some other different style illustrations of the characters from this series. So it's very cool. Just kind of briefly go through these, but again, yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. I do wish that there was furigana on some of the kanji in here, because I would like to actually read this, but without the furigana, I'll have to get up my translator app to read this, but I'll take this home and read through these. If there's anything particularly funny, I mean, I'll share it. I'll take a photo, add some translation, and share it on Twitter for you guys or something. But yeah, a lot of really cool artwork in here. You can have like China dress there, Madoka Yuki, a lot of cool stuff. Some of the new character Emma there, and this character too, I think, is another new character who's coming to the line, I believe. There's a few characters that are like on the way that are not out yet in line. So this book is all supposed to be season 1, which is like the first few characters in the line. It's basically Madoka Yuki, Ritsuka Saeki, and Koyomi. Emma, I guess they're including maybe in season 1, even though she's not really out yet, and it seems like they're kind of done with season 1, like what they're calling it anyway. But anyway, as you guys can see, a whole bunch of stuff there. We get to the end of the comics, and then we do also have here what looks to be like a cutout guide for making a paper apron for your kiss. So that's kind of cool to have in there as well. I'm not sure if you would want to actually cut this page out of the book, but you could certainly trace that onto a different piece of paper or something like that, and then make your own little paper apron for your kit in 1/12 scale. Very cool. All right, last thing here is just going to be, yeah, an advertisement for some of the other kits on the way. Kotobukiya-chan is actually already released, just out, so I've got her, and actually will be reviewing her very soon. A couple other different variants that like were on the way at the time when this book came out. So I'm actually reviewing this Mook a few months after it's already been out, so it's kind of a little bit behind. And then also here's Aoganai-san right there, who was released in December of last year, so a full year ago now at this point. But there's a photo of her. And that's it for the Mook. So yeah, not exactly a Mook for every modeler out there, and for the majority of my audience, most of you guys are probably here. Probably haven't even made it to this point in the video if you're here on my channel mostly just for the Gunpla, but if you're still here, that means you're probably a fan of this series. And if you are, then I would highly recommend this Mook. It's really nice, a really nice companion Mook to the series if you're a fan. Otherwise, I mean, it's maybe not really going to be for everyone, I understand that, but I'm happy to have this for my collection, so definitely worth picking up. Thank you guys for checking out the video here today. Let me know what you liked about this Mook. There's a lot of really great stuff in there to appreciate. I really like the printing of the box art in here. I really like having those box art illustrations here in book form. It's very cool. So if you guys want to check out some of the kits and accessory sets and other model kits from Kotobukiya, of course, you can check all that out at the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. And as always, guys, thank you so much for all of your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing. It's very appreciated. Until next time, hope you all have a great day. Bye, guys.